You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. I want to pull up right now the nation's first black Surgeon General, Dr. Joycelyn Elders of Arkansas. Dr. Elders, how you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Certainly glad to see you since we were together at graduation at Philander Smith.
Yes.
And so we were honored, and so was I. First and foremost, as a woman who has served in that capacity as a nation's Surgeon General, to listen to Donald Trump and these political leaders now say they may walk back the social distancing, which Dr. Fauci and others have been saying is important. He was on the Today Show this morning, I'm going to pull the clip up in a second, saying that might have to continue for several more weeks so we can get ahead of this. But you have folks like Trump, Larry Kudlow, they're so concerned about the stock market that they say, oh, we shouldn't allow this to kill our economy. What say you?
Roland, we've got to listen to the scientists. We can't afford to listen to people who really don't know the science and don't know what they're talking about. I very much, I realize Mr. Trump is our president, but we've got to listen to the scientists on this. And we know that we can't afford to be worrying about the stock market when we need to be worrying about saving the lives of millions of people. If we do not get ahead of this virus, well, we can contaminate our whole country, and then, we can lose millions and millions of lives. So I say that we need to really listen to what's been said on the things we need to do to protect our health. We've got to make sure that we abide by all the rules. We've got to stop this virus and try and get ahead of it, because we don't have enough doctors, beds, nurses, or anything else to take care of all the people who might get sick. So I feel that we have to close down everything. We've got to close down. We've got to be as far away from our people as we can. We've got to isolate at home. We've got to close our schools, whatever we need to do to try and get our arm around this virus. And we've all got to be involved.
You talk about close everything down, and I have been saying on this show for 2 weeks, because I've been listening to Dr. Fauci and others, that the only way for us to be able to get ahead of this is to have a national shutdown, because, let's just be honest, Americans are hard-headed.
Yes.
There are Americans out who go, we're free, we're the land, we're home of the land of free, home of the brave, whatever the hell they say, and we should be able to go wherever we want to go. But the bottom line is this here: if you don't know who's sick, if you've got people who are asymptomatic but they actually have it, then you got people who are showing symptoms but they can't get a test. When you have the administration saying that we were supposed to have 4,000 and 5,000 tests, when you heard the doctor there just say they've only run 250,000 tests so far, these private laboratories, is that we still have not reached critical mass to have an understanding of where we are. You look at what's happening in New York, you look at the governor of California, you look at people who are saying that upwards of half of the country could very well have the coronavirus, not enough ventilators. But then Trump says, well, we pretty much have a national shutdown, but we don't. And so, I look, as somebody with a business, that's the last thing I want. But I don't understand how someone can think you're going to fight this and get ahead of it and flatten the curve if we go back to business as usual.
There's no way we can do that. And we've got to listen to our scientists and do what they say if we want to get ahead of it. Otherwise, we'll keep getting further and further behind, and it'll cost more and more, and we'll have more and more people die. So all of America has got to become involved, and we've got to get, if we want to stop this. And you know what? We're going to have to do whatever we have to do.
We had, let's talk about real quick this particular drug that Trump keeps touting as the miracle drug, and the role that it could play. We understand that people with lupus require this drug. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing many of them won't have the ability to be able to get the drug because people are just going in and buying it as well. And again, as somebody who's a doctor, how unsound is it to hear a president touting a drug, saying that it is a vaccine when it literally hasn't even been tested on people specific to the coronavirus?
You're absolutely right. I feel that our president should step back and let the scientists speak. This hydroxychloroquine, have been available for years to treat malaria. So we know that it is effective, and we know about the toxicity in relation to malaria, but we don't know much at all about it in relation to this virus. So I think that we've got to really test it and evaluate it. We can't afford to go out, even if we had it available, giving everybody chloroquine,
right,
hydroxychloroquine, when it hadn't been. We don't know how toxic it might be.
Dr. Elders, I'm going to play something. This is literally what Donald Trump said just a few moments ago. Folks, go ahead, go to my iPad.
Chloroquine. And you can look from any standpoint tomorrow in New York. We think tomorrow pretty early, the hydroxychloroquine and the Z-Pak, I think is a combination, probably is looking very, very good, and it's going to be distributed. We have 10,000 units going, and it'll be distributed tomorrow. It'll be available and is now. They already have it. They're going to distribute it tomorrow morning to a lot of people in New York City and New York. We're studying it very closely, watching it very closely. You probably saw a couple of articles today came out where a gentleman, they thought he was not going to make it. He said goodbye to his family. They had given him the drug just a little while before, but he thought it was over. His family thought he was going to die. And a number of hours later, he woke up, felt good. Then he woke up again, and he felt really good, and he's in good shape. And he's very happy for this particular drug that we got approved in record-setting time. There's never been anything even close to it. And I want to thank the FDA, which has been incredible.
Again, Dr. Elder, he's talking about one dude.
We can't go on one patient. When you're talking about using it on tens of thousands or even millions of people, we've got to listen to Dr. Fauci and do the studies. We cannot afford to go around treating one patient and looking at the results. That patient might have gotten well anyway.
It is just certainly sad to watch again. And here for me is real basic. Look, I've had black doctors my entire life, and if I'm having a health issue, and I got a choice between my doctor and my lawyer and my mechanic, I damn sure not gonna listen to the mechanic and the lawyer about something dealing with my health.
You're absolutely right. And this is what we've got to stop listening to all these myths and fairy tales. And the leader of our country has got to stop shopping myths.
In fact, I want to play this for you. That was a commissioner's meeting in Florida where this county commissioner literally started spouting something he heard on that crazy right-wing network Donald Trump loves. As a matter of fact, a black woman sent me a tweet as well saying, hey, they say you can use a blow dryer that will actually stop the coronavirus. Y'all play that video, please.
This might sound kind of silly, but being in the medical field that I was as a paramedic, it started to make a lot of sense. One of the things that was pointed out in this interview with one of the doctors, foremost doctors that has studied the coronavirus, says that the nasal passages and the nasal membranes are the coolest part of the body. That's why the virus tends to go there. until it then becomes healthy enough to go into the lungs. Sounds really goofy, and it did to me too, but it works. Once the temperature reaches 136 degrees Fahrenheit, the virus falls apart and just disintegrates, okay? And I said, well, how would you get the temperature up to 132 degrees? The answer was you use a blow dryer, because it's capable of doing that. So you hold a blow dryer in front of your face and you inhale with your nose, and it kills all the viruses in your nose.
Okay.
So I would just caution residents to, if there's lots of misinformation out there. We're hearing and learning a lot on social media, and there's just a lot of misinformation on how to cure this disease. And, I personally would just leave that to your medical provider. I've heard so much, just sad information about, how to cure this virus. And it's a new virus. That's why they call it a novel coronavirus. And just caution on the, mechanisms of, trying to treat it.
Come on. Dr. Elders, this fool literally said, I used to be a paramedic, and I read this here from this doctor, and that was a study. Hold a hairdryer to your face and let it blow 130-degree heat into your nose. What?
You got to inhale.
And you got to inhale.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Doc, go ahead. Take it away.
That makes absolutely no sense, and I feel that that's a horrible myth, and that person needs to go to their doctor and see what their doctor says about this, because I suspect that I wonder what really happened to that patient, and I wonder if they really got the temperature to 136 degrees Fahrenheit. We just cannot have all of these lies. And
Doc, if I put 136 degree in front of my face,
you're going to have a big bad burn.
I'm going to burn my damn face. That's the craziest. So I'm going to try to kill the coronavirus and now give myself a facial, nose, nostril, mouth burn.
And probably kill you.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Dr. Joycelyn Elders, always good talking with you. Look forward to having you back on as we continue moving down this path, because we need sensible people.
Thank you.
And we want to
Let's try to get some good things.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. That's why we talk. That's why we talk to the top black experts, not these crazy folk out here who come in with their home remedies dealing with coronavirus.
Thank you for what you're doing. It will make a great big difference and hopefully save a lot of our people.
We appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, so a lot of y'all are always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Nope. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a Shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they make these about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these Shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All right, so first of all, that graphic is way too small. So tomorrow we're going to run it right down here all across the screen. So it's RolandSMartin.com rolandmartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at rolandmartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, that goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.